I'm Attorney General Tom Miller. Here in Iowa, the Attorney General's office enforces the one-call law. Over the years, our office has taken enforcement actions in more than 36 counties across the state. These are cases where excavators seriously violated the one-call law, putting the public and themselves at risk. The good news is that the vast majority of Iowa excavators obey the law because it's the right thing to do. Iowa's one-call system is free, it's fast, and it's the law. It's the law for a very good reason. It protects property, it helps to avoid costly service disruptions, and it protects the environment. Most important, though, is Iowa's one-call law protects people, including the lives of excavators and other workers. Thanks for taking the time to learn more about the Iowa one-call system. Enforcing Iowa's one-call law is a duty that our office takes very seriously, and will continue to do our part to enforce it.
Thank you, Attorney General Miller. One-call enforcement is one of the duties assigned by the Attorney General to the Environmental Law Division. We take this responsibility very seriously. When followed, the one-call law saves lives, prevents personal injuries, and protects essential utilities, property, and the environment. The law applies to anyone planning to engage in an excavation and to every owner or operator of an underground facility. The good news is almost everyone complies with the law. But for those who don't comply, the law authorizes the Attorney General to file suit in district court where we ask the court to assess civil penalties and issue a court order prohibiting further violations. Here are the potential penalties. Violations involving natural gas or hazardous liquids pipelines may result in penalties of $10,000 per day of violation, up to a maximum of $500,000. Violations involving other underground facilities may result in penalties of $1,000 per day of violation, up to a maximum of $20,000. All but one lawsuit has resulted in a court order prohibiting further violations and subjecting the violator to potential contempt of court sanctions if the violations are willful. Contempt of court can result in imprisonment of up to 6 months and additional fines. We have sued excavators who simply did not call the one-call notification center and request locates prior to the excavation, who called but did not wait for the underground facilities to be located and marked within 48 hours, or who damaged an underground facility but failed to notify the operator and backfilled over the damage. Here is why we take this so seriously. One-call violations can have very real and tragic consequences, including explosion of natural gas pipelines, resulting in the death of one pipeline worker and causing another pipeline worker to lose an eye, causing severe burn injuries to an excavator and knocking out natural gas service for an entire city during repairs, or causing a fire just outside an apartment building that contained a daycare center for small children, or damage to a hazardous liquids pipeline resulting in the release of thousands of gallons of gasoline near a trout stream and cleanup costs totaling more than $500,000. In June 2015, an excavator conducted excavations to install a floor drain pipe for a new garage in Bondurant, Iowa. This occurred without a timely locate request and despite evidence of a gas meter in the area. During the excavation, the excavator hit and damaged the natural gas pipeline. The gas released. Instead of contacting the owner or operator of the gas pipeline, the excavator attempted to repair the gas line himself using water fittings and an electric drill. During the repair, the gas ignited, causing burns to the excavator, damage to the pipeline, damage to the excavation equipment, and an emergency response by first responders. Our office filed suit against the excavator and they paid the maximum civil penalty allowable, $10,000, and agreed to a permanent injunction. In May 2015, an excavator conducted excavations to install footings for a new deck in Lynn County, Iowa. The excavations occurred without renewing a prior locate request. There was a gas line in the vicinity of the excavations, which the gas company moved after the line had been marked and located pursuant to the locate request. The excavator's ticket expired and he commenced the excavations the following day without contacting the statewide notification center to request relocates and remarkings of the gas line. This means the excavator was unaware of the exact location of the newly installed gas line. During the excavations, he hit and ruptured the gas line, resulting in blowing gas. This caused the evacuation of approximately 20 people from nearby residences and businesses and the response of first responders. Our office commenced a lawsuit against this individual, and he paid a $1,500 civil penalty and also agreed to a permanent injunction. These are just two examples of the 7 enforcement actions our office prosecuted in 2016. Each case resulted in issuance of a permanent injunction, and total combined for more than $30,000 in civil penalties. More recently, in 2017, our office prosecuted 6 violations of Iowa's one-call statute. For example, in April of 2016, an excavation occurred in Arnold's Park, Iowa, near Lake Okoboji, to install drainage tile for a new hotel without providing 48 hours notice of the excavation. The excavation occurred without valid notification, despite the presence of a visible permanent pipeline marker several feet away from the excavation. During the excavation, the excavator hit and damaged the pipeline using heavy equipment, resulting in remediation costs to the pipeline owner. Our office prosecuted the violation, and the defendant paid a $7,000 civil penalty for the violation and agreed to a permanent injunction. Another case prosecuted by our office in 2017 was for an excavation that occurred in May of 2016 in Calhoun County to install drainage tile for a farm field. The excavation occurred without proper notice under the statute. During the excavation, the excavator hit and damaged an underground natural gas pipeline and then failed to notify the pipeline owner of the damage. The excavation resulted in the need to replace approximately 43 feet of that pipeline at a cost of almost $100,000 to the pipeline owner. A number of customers also lost natural gas service because of the damage. Our office prosecuted the violation, and the defendant paid the maximum civil penalty available under the statute, $10,000, and had a permanent injunction imposed for the violation. These are but a few examples of the cases prosecuted by our office for one-call violations. Iowa's one-call statute is an important public safety law. Please do your part to comply with the law, and we will do our part to enforce the law. Remember, call or be called.